What's up, Soprano heads? Let's get back to work on our Sopranos episodes tier list. I think The Happy Wanderer from Season 2 is a good episode to warm up with.
The Happy Wanderer? Joe, isn't that what they call you when Jill's not there to guide you around?
Va Fongul, wouldn't you rather discuss the Happy Meal over the Happy Wanderer?
Guys, let's stay on topic. The Happy Wanderer is another gem from Season 2 I always look forward to on a rewatch.
This episode marks Robert Patrick's first appearance as Davy Scatino. The character almost has a mini arc this season, showing up again in Bust Out and Funhouse.
Through the Davy character, we see how Tony doesn't hesitate to prey on those who are weaker than him.
Hard disagree. If you weren't sleeping through the beginning of the episode, you'd recall the scene where Tony tries to keep Davy out of the executive game. He literally says, "This game isn't for you."
Of course you're a Tony apologist. You're probably one of those guys that says the therapy scenes are boring. Tony knew Davy was a gambling addict and was manipulating him in that moment.
Wrong. Tony is genuinely surprised when Davy shows up at the game. Davy basically has to suck his dick to get a seat at the table.
Either way, I think this episode serves as a warning. People who get involved with Tony are doomed.
Which begs the question, does Tony put people on the bad choice road, or is he merely another stop along the way?
That's one of the great moral questions of the series, Joe. But we can't discuss The Happy Wanderer without mentioning the hijinks at the poker game.
Silvio is a fucking nut at the executive game. My guy gets so tilted playing poker.
I love Silvio in this episode. In fact, I've got provolone in my socks right now.
You would, cheese fuck. So what are we thinking, boys, A tier?
I see no argument for anything less. All right, next up we have Watching Too Much Television from Season 4. Kind of an abnormal pick, but I really like this episode.
You're preaching, Barry. This episode is mad underrated. The HUD scam, Paulie's release from prison, and Chris finding out that Adriana is damaged goods all happen here.
We also get some great side character moments with Zellman and Cousin Brian.
Yeah, that smirk on Tony's face is priceless when Cousin Bri licks the stripper's titty.
The fuck you morons smoking? This episode is the definition of mid, whose sole purpose is to serve as filler between better Season 4 episodes like Pie Oh My and Whoever Did This.
You're just mad because this is the episode where Ira Fried says, "Eat my dust, Donald Trump."
The prick doctor? The actor delivers the line so poorly he gets recast in Season 5. Anyway, this episode is a total snooze fest where almost nothing happens. Personally, I skip this one every rewatch and never feel like I'm missing anything.
I don't disagree, Donald. Plot-wise, the episode is not very important. That being said, true Soprano aficionados don't watch for the plot. We watch for character development and analysis.
You're spending too much time on Reddit if you think Tony whipping Zellman like a little bitch is character development. It's a badass moment, no cap, but nothing more.
That's where you're wrong, Donnie. Tony likes to think of himself as the strong, silent type. He acts like he doesn't care when Zellman reveals he's been seeing Irina. But deep down, we know Tony is a jealous person with a fragile ego. It leads to a satisfying payoff when Tony beats the shit out of him later on.
I almost cream whenever Tony delivers that line in the end. All the girls in New Jersey, you had to fuck this one?
Gandolfini's delivery, along with the Chai Lights' Oh Girl playing in the background, makes for one of my favorite endings of the series.
That song is gas, Barry. Send this episode straight to the A tier.
All right, get ratioed, Donnie. It's going in A tier.
On God, this might be the worst ranking in the tier list so far.
Go ahead, cry like a bitch.
Moving on, next we have Sentimental Education from Season 5.
I swear to fuck, if you guys try putting Sentimental Education in S tier, I'm leaving the call. I've got to practice Road to Respect anyway. I'm racing George on stream later.
Don't worry, Don. I think we can all agree this episode is dog water, right, Barry?
Well, I don't want to be too harsh on it. The references to Flaubert are judicious and thought-provoking.
So the episode provides jerk-off material for sophomore English majors. Joey, are you hearing this?
Yeah, get real, Barry. This is the episode where every other scene is Carmela fucking Mr. Wegler. Not only are those scenes cringe-inducing, that guy Wegler is a beta cuck.
I can't even watch those scenes. The idea of Carmela in a relationship with someone other than Tony is interesting, but the writers completely botched the execution.
You guys just don't get it. The sex scenes are supposed to be cringe and Wegler is supposed to be a cuck.
Fuck that noise. You do this literally every time a universally panned episode comes up.
Fine, but putting the Wegler shit aside, you have to admit this is an awesome episode for Tony B. This is the one where he beats up that Korean guy.
Even though I love whenever the Animal Blundetto comes out, I think the writing was pretty shoddy there.
I agree. In the first half of season 5, Tony B is established as this reformed criminal who's trying to take the straight and narrow path. Then, with almost no build-up or explanation, he turns into a psychopath.
I've been saying it all along. The Tony B character doesn't make any sense.
We'll explore that idea further when we make our Tony B deep dive video. But back to Sentimental Education. You guys fine with C tier?
Get real, Barry, it's D tier.
Fuck it. I guess the episode isn't that good. I'll put it in D tier. All right, for our final episode today, we're jumping into Season 6. Let's talk about Join the Club. I don't mind this episode, but I feel like it's lacking when compared to other dream-heavy episodes like The Test Dream.
All due respect, homie, but you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Join the Club is goated.
You're only saying that because Tony's in a coma the whole episode, Sleepy Joe.
Yeah, Joey, I'm not knocking the episode or anything. The dream sequence is a bit esoteric and not much happens outside of characters waiting around in the hospital.
That's precisely the point. Do I seriously need to explain how Tony's dream is a metaphor for purgatory?
A metaphor that's incomplete without mayhem. And unfortunately, we're rating these episodes in a vacuum, not as duologies. Join the Club is mid-plus at best.
Listen to me, this episode stands on its own without mayhem. It's the highlight of Season 6A, and the episode sets Tony on a spiritual journey that culminates with him doing peyote.
You're reaching, Joey. I'm going to have to agree with Donnie. Join the Club goes in B tier. Nice job, guys. What episodes should we talk about next time?
I'm chill with whatever. I've got to go practice for the Road to Respect sesh. I keep getting my ass handed to me in the poker minigame.
Skill issue, but wait for me. I'm playing winner.
All right, well, let us know in the comments what episodes you want us to rate next. Keep it real, Soprano Nation. Obama out.